So recently I was thinking to myself, hey Jake, I wonder how good a wood-fired turkey would be, right? We'd have that wood fire, a little bit of smoke coming in there, adding some flavor to our turkey, and we'd have that flame coming over the top, the crisp of that skin. Sounded pretty delicious in my mind. Let's find out. So our wood-fired oven is going. As you can see, we've got a nice small little flame rolling now. Wanted to break down all the wood and get ourselves a cool bed. And then right now we're running about 500. It's still coming down. I'm gonna let it come down a little bit more. But what we're gonna do now is we're gonna prep our turkey. Now I'm gonna strip this off the carcass and make some pulled turkey for sandwiches and whatnot. But my wife loves carrots and potatoes. So what I'm doing here is I've just chopped up a couple onions here, and this is just going to add some flavor around the outside. And my wife will just eat these vegetables because she likes some roasted vegetables when she can get them. And the other thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to use some chicken broth in the bottom. And now that I'm seeing this, I should have done the vegetables or the potatoes first. They're a little large, so I'm going to throw them underneath real quick. One there. And for our turkey, what I've got here is I've just got some butter that I melted down, and we have about a teaspoon of sage, a teaspoon of thyme, and a teaspoon of rosemary. And what we're going to do here is we're just going to kind of paint it on our bird, and we will use the rest down below. And I'm going to baste, so that'll help crisp up our skin. But this will add some nice flavor. And this is 2 sticks of butter, just to give you an idea how much butter I have. And I've used just over half of that. And for our first phase, we're going to tent our turkey. We don't want it to overcook. Obviously in a wood-fired oven, you've got a lot of heat rolling over the top. So we're going to work on cooking first, and then we'll work on browning our skin. Just like you would in an oven, really. You want to make sure that that's not touching your bird. Give it a little bit of an air gap. So what I'll do here now is I'll just throw in one more piece of wood. We're down to about 425 now, so we're coming down. The one thing I want to do today is I want to use my meter probes. It'll just give me a little bit of a better sense of how each side is cooking. So I'm going to put this right in the breast on this one side and right in the breast on that side. Now we're ready to get in the oven. Now real quick, obviously we're going to be closer to the fire on one side, so we are going to rotate this about every 30 minutes just to make sure we get some even cooking. I'm also going to close my door up now. We're going to keep that heat in there, and we're going to run a really small fire. We're going to treat this like an oven. We're going to cook between 375 and 450 tops, probably really going to try and hit that 400 mark at the very top end of it, and we're just going to let it go. I'll bring it back. We'll have a look probably in about 2 hours. So it's been a couple hours. Let's have a look at our turkey. So we got a little bit of color here on the top, right? Must have been touching the foil a little bit. We've got a nice coating of butter still on there. I think I'll go get my baster and we'll give this a quick baste. So got all this buttery goodness down here. We're gonna suck this up. Just give a good baste here. All right, so we've got a raging fire going now. Our goal is I put some smaller pieces on there. We want them to burn pretty hot, and we're gonna start to get that flame coming over the top. I'm gonna start to crisp this guy up. I'm gonna pull these meters out because it's gonna be hot in there and I don't need them anymore. Now this part is not gonna take very long, so keep an eye on it, and I'm gonna rotate it every 5 minutes or so, try and get some even color around the whole bird, and I'll show you what it looks like when it's done. Our bird's all done. Let's have a look. Not too shabby, not too shabby. You'll notice right away I did transfer it into a different pan. The reason for that is I needed to be able to get some heat down along the sides. If you have a look from all angles, it's looking nice and crispy all the way around. We got a little dark on that side, but other than that, I'm pretty happy. So we're gonna let this rest a good 15 minutes and then we'll slice into it and see how we did. So it's been about 20 minutes or so here. Quick little roundabout view of our bird here. Before I cut into this, let me give you a recap. Cooked around 450 the entire time. In order to maintain a little bit of a fire the way that I wanted, I needed to be around 450, so I stayed there for about 2 hours and 50 minutes or so. We got up to about 150 at that point. Then I showed you guys, we pulled off the foil, I amped up my fire a little bit, and from there I babysat it, right? So you can see we started to get a little bit of char up top here. And as soon as that happened, we're in a pizza oven, so we got the flames coming down right on top of there. So I put a little tiny piece of foil on top, let it go. In this pan, the great thing about something like this is that I could just rotate it around the entire time. So pretty much every 2 to 3 minutes, I was rotating a little bit. I got it close to my fire so that I could have a lot of heat right here and get up along the sides. Top's always easy to get, the sides are a challenge, so you want something with a low profile, get it close to the fire, and I rotate it around, and I cooked it for about an hour. Pulled it off when our breast was 155 and our legs were 175, 178, and then we let it rest. So I think it's gonna be pretty darn juicy. I don't know if that'll come across on camera, but I'm squeezing and there's a thermometer hole and there's juices coming out. So I think it's safe to say that we did well on this. Let's cut into it. Before we do that real quick, 25,000 subscriber giveaway contest happening right now. As we approach 25,000 subscribers, I'm doing a big giveaway. You can go to my website and scroll down to enter the newsletter. There's also a link at rumandcook.com for the 25K giveaway. Sign up to the newsletter, you're automatically entered. Don't forget to do that. Now, let's have a look because I'm starving. Definitely some crispy skin. We know we hit that no problem. I'm gonna turn that back a little bit, maybe. And I'll pull this down a little bit. I just want to get some breast meat out here. We know that skin is going to be good. Definitely a little bit of a different flavor. You can taste that wood fire in there. The skin's delicious. Nice and tender. You can see I can pull apart that bone there. The breast is nice and moist, full of flavor. And like I said, I'm going to shred this up. You can see just how tender it is. I mean, it's just shredding. All right, just pulling apart. Super flavorful. That, my friends, is absolutely delicious. The scariest part about this cook was that shot of it going in the oven. I wasn't sure if it was gonna fit. It did fit. It's a 12-pound bird. If you have a wood-fired oven, I highly recommend you give this a try. It's got a little bit of a different flavor and it is delicious. I think it's worth the effort. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. While you're down there, don't forget to subscribe. Thanks as always for watching. I'll see you soon.